Browett, Customer Reserves Manager at Farvintners Wine Merchants. So it's looking after and managing stock which customers have bought from us and are storing either for investment or to drink at a later date. So yeah, kind of advising people on when to drink their wines, letting them know if their wine has increased in value and they might want to kind of realise that investment and sell it on. It's excellent if you've got an interest in wine. It allows you to learn lots, so everyone's kind of learning all the time, and people that work in the industry tend to have a real passion for the products, for wine. So people come to work with a smile on their face, which is nice. So I studied international business, generally had an interest in business, studied business studies at school, and I think it's a fairly broad topic, so you can kind of pick certain areas that you like the look of, which was nice. So the international focus was looking at how business is done in different contexts, kind of different countries, so how they operate. So it's quite interesting in that we sell a lot of wine internationally, particularly more and more to the Far East. So I was able to gain a little bit of insight into kind of how business works out there, what's seen as polite and rude, say, when you're doing business with in those different cultures. So that kind of side was quite interesting. Quite enjoyed it. So initially I was doing whatever work experience I could, really, taking and then in my gap year I worked in vineyards picking grapes, worked in restaurants as a sommelier, which was good. It's nice and fast paced, talking to people a lot, so it could be challenging, but it was a good challenge. That led to my first proper job, which was working as a merchandiser with Primark, which I enjoyed, but was always felt a little bit more suited to a kind of smaller company, smaller workforce. After a little while there, I kind of landed here, partly because of all the kind of wine-related jobs I've done in the past. So I think just not to see it as a weakness, really. So I'd say always, if you are worried or if you feel your speech is not great, then speak to your bosses about it. People are very understanding, they want to help. They're usually happy to kind of give you the time if you are seeking help for anything. And also it generally gives you an advantage over a lot of people. You will have gained a lot of good character traits from having a stand, like kind of resilience and being a good listener and empathy, which will set you apart. So soon you realise that it can help you generally, help your confidence in the workplace, definitely. No, never been an issue. They, very, very supportive in in terms of kind of taking time off to go on any courses or speech things. I speak to a few people regularly about it, and I think once you open up to people, you realise how supportive they are. So it's always been kind of, it takes a bit of time sometimes to feel open to talk about your stutter, but when you do, you realise how nice everyone is about it. I think they'd be quite proud that I was pushing out of comfort zones and kind of challenging myself. I think that teenage years are quite a self-conscious time at the best of times, so I think a 13-year-old self would be happy that I was kind of feeling confident and kind of taking ownership of my stammer, because once you take ownership of it, you generally feel more confident and happier with yourself. So yeah, I think generally it would be a nice look into the future. I think generally not. I think there's a few small events, definitely some things that I avoided in the past, which I think is natural when you are feeling self-conscious about it. But generally, I think I'm living the life that I want to, and I think that, as I mentioned earlier, in the long run, it gives you so many additional, kind of arrows to your bow, like in terms of being able to empathise with people. You generally had to kind of work through things, get your head around some things that other people haven't had to. So I think generally, if you embrace some of the help that's there, you really see it as a positive.